President Jacques Chirac speaking today for the first time publicly since the riots began 11 nights ago. He says restoring public order and security is the absolute priority in his country. We're joined by Sophie Pearson. She's a reporter at France 2 Television. Sophie, what's the latest damage here? Do you have those numbers?
Well, I do have the damages, and it's about 800 people arrested, 3,500 cars destroyed. 3,500. And it's even more, during the night from Saturday to Sunday, it was 1,300, so that's pretty drastic. The number is really high.
What do we need to understand about this? Why is this going on? We hear everybody say, well, these Muslims, predominantly here, are very unhappy. They have not merged in with French society. So
Totally.
What's going on?
Okay, in France you have a total population of 62.4 million people. And on those 62 million, you have 5 million Muslim. They're minorities. They're not the only one to be unhappy. Actually, you have people from North Africa and Africa as well. They came with their parents after, the Second World War to rebuild France, and they don't feel included in the society. They don't feel welcome. Overall, the rate of unemployment is really high. They don't do well at school, and basically with their free time, the youngest of those 800 people arrested is 10 years old. With their free time, they just go around and, commit crimes and destroy cars, and so that's what's happening.
This is from that incident where there were shots fired at the officers. Say the city, because you speak French, the city again?
Grigny.
Okay, that's where this occurred.
Yes, absolutely. But this is not the only city where it occurred.
Yeah, I believe we have a graphic, if we can get to it, that we have attacks all over France.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, their feeling of not being included is pretty widely spread,
Well, who are they blaming that on? What responsibility do they have that themselves?
Okay, the problem is that we have now a very strong, minister, and it's the Interior Minister, Nicolas Sarkozy.
Yeah, he called these people scum.
Absolutely, and a lot of French people were really shocked at his comment, because calling French people mob, basically it goes back to that. And those people are really struggling with, this new government that is really pressing on those young people to calm things down and, have things under control.
Is this a political movement that is organized and has a beginning, middle, and end goal? And if so, what's the goal?
This reminds me of, the 1968 student revolts. They were young people.
Are you talking about here or in France?
In France.
Okay.
And it was, a very big movement. Of course, the similarities are very different, because here you have, ethnic and economic, things that are, going on.
Right.
Those people don't feel included by the French society, and even though you have equal opportunities policy, in fact, you don't really see it. They don't get the jobs. They don't do well at school. I mean, the rates...
Well, what part of that is their fault? And unfortunately, we're running out of time here, but that doesn't fix the problem. What fixes is there something the government needs to do? Because obviously Chirac doesn't want to do too much to give in to this kind of violence. Is there anything the government needs to do? And I've only got like 15 seconds.
Okay, 15 seconds. I'm going to make it very fast. After-schools programs are really great in the United States. I think that they do need more after-school programs, and they need coaches, because their parents are coming from, North Africa or Africa. They work really a lot, and they don't get a chance to really coach their kids and say, go to school, get an education, and go on with your life.
Sophie,
so they're frustrated.
I'm afraid we could talk for an hour on this, because you obviously know a lot about what's going on. We appreciate you being here. Sophie Pearson, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Much.